In this video, we're going to dive into the account settings part of Canvas. So from our dashboard, over here on the left-hand side in the blue navigation ribbon, I'm just going to click Account. And you'll notice that's also where I can go and log out. So when I'm done with Canvas, I can click there and log out. We're going to first look at notifications. So Canvas, by default, it can send you notifications based on your preferences. So if there's something coming up to where you need to be notified of a due date, you can choose either no notification, so I can change that to no notification. I can send a weekly update, a daily summary, or I can get notified right away. So it really depends on what you're going to want. Now, this is also going to apply to courses where you're the student for PD. Whenever we go down through here, we can choose the things that work best for us, like announcement. We probably want to be notified right away. Announcements that I create, I probably don't want to be notified of my own announcements, so I can leave that turned off. By default, most of these should be set up in a way that makes sense for most teachers. Now, the other part of this is, right now the only thing I have synced in is email for contact. I also have the ability to add a cell phone number in there if I want to get text messages on some of these things. So feel free to go through there and look at these settings for notifications. Just keep in mind, these are all notification settings, not settings to turn things on and off. These are just how you're going to be notified. The next thing is files. So Canvas allows us to store pretty much an unlimited amount of files within Canvas, but I'm thinking this isn't a place where you're going to go kind of like Google Drive and store things. This is mainly going to house the stuff that you've uploaded into courses. So you can see kind of how all this works. I can upload something from here if I really just wanted to have it, and it's going to go under my files. Otherwise, it's all organized by course, so I can go through here and see the files associated with any course. Now, going to settings. Most of these settings are not going to be things that you can change. And the reason for that being is this information comes out of NC Ed Cloud and it comes out of PowerSchool. So we don't really want people going in there and changing their name, because it's one of those things that it's either an on or off setting. So we could turn it off so you could change your name, but that means students could also change their name. And it just doesn't seem like it would be a good idea to allow students to go in there and change their name to whatever they want it to be. We would never know who was in what course. This is also where you can go through. If I click this contact method, I can put in my cell phone number so that I can register that and make sure that I get text message alerts for the things that I want to be alerted to. So once you add that there, you can go back into notifications, and that'll actually sync up there and you can change those notifications. This is also where students can go and get a pairing code for their parent. Now, this is something the student can do, but also teachers can go through their classroom rosters and get these codes for parents as well whenever parents request them. So that's one of those things. Students have the ability to do that, but if a student's not being honest with their parent about it, or just not wanting to give that to the parent, teachers can also pair these parents with their student. Now, going down through here, registered services. Typically, we say make sure Google Drive is a registered service. If you don't do that here, the first time you try to use Google Drive, you're going to have to allow that to happen, and then your Google Drive will be synced in with Canvas. These others are options, but honestly, the biggest one that we need is Google Drive. You could choose to do that now, or when you try to use Google Drive with Canvas, it'll make you do it then. And then these other things are things that you can turn on and off, and it's going to affect all courses. Going down to ePortfolios. Canvas offers ePortfolios, and we've used them in the past with students to store things, but these ePortfolios are outside of a course. So It's not going to help you necessarily as a teacher to create an e-portfolio here. Your students may create them here, but trying to actually take that content with you, it becomes a little bit of a challenge to do that. So it's a feature that you may find helpful, but honestly, it'll probably be something you don't use a whole lot. Now, going down to shared content, Canvas allows you to directly share content with any other user. And so somebody could share a quiz to me or something like that, but this is only done by the teacher. So students can't share content to other students. It's not like they can give a quiz that they just took and send it on. But a teacher that has created an assessment can share that assessment with their other PLC partners so that they can also have that test in their course. And that's where it'll show up here. You'll also see a notification bubble by your account when something's been shared, as well as get an email when something's been shared. Now, these other options will vary based on kind of what's added. These other things, so My Badges, iReady, and Clever, will more than likely shift around through the year and either disappear entirely or be integrated into other places. And then your QR for mobile login, if I click that, it tells me what I need to do to proceed, and then I can scan the code from my phone so that it pairs up well with the mobile app. And that's pretty much it as far as account settings within Canvas. Stick around for another video because we're going to be diving just a little bit into the whole course settings, which are completely separate than the account settings.